"Is David Chen your real name?" asks the FBI agent. Small-town coffee shop owner smiles calmly from where he stands. When he left the NSA 15 years ago, he swore he'd never return to that world again. Now the code fragments he sees on his screen carry the signature of systems he created. If he doesn't intervene, not just the town, but the entire country will plunge into darkness. Welcome to the Human Stories. Before we begin this incredible cyber thriller story, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from today. And if you believe unforgettable stories like this deserve to be told, hit that subscribe button and help ensure these voices never fall silent. 6 a.m. The sun hasn't risen yet in Riverside, but David Chen is already opening his cafe door. At 42, medium height, dark eyes, a calm man. Every morning, the same ritual. Check the espresso machine, grind fresh beans, clean the display cases, and turn on the music system. Chen's Coffee Corner is the town's most beloved spot. In Riverside, with only 8,000 residents, everyone knows David. Friendly, calm, always helpful. No one wonders about his past. No one asks where he came from. To everyone, he's just David, the guy who makes perfect coffee. David's hands were different. The way he held a coffee cup, how he adjusted the espresso machine, the precision when using the register. These weren't just barista hands. These were hands that could type 120 words per minute on a keyboard. Hands that could crack the world's most complex encryptions. The cafe has a peaceful atmosphere. Wooden tables, warm lighting, town photos on the walls. No one knows that in the back room of this place, David's old MacBook Pro sits hidden in a drawer. That laptop isn't just a computer. It's a weapon that once protected national security. The first customers arrive at 7 a.m. Elderly Mrs. Margaret, cappuccino and croissant. High schooler Jake, iced coffee and muffin. Police Chief Tom Miller, Americano, and the daily newspaper. David knows them all, has memorized everyone's order. None of them know that David's brain contains not just coffee recipes, but 15 years of NSA experience. 2:30 p.m., afternoon tranquility. As David washes dishes, the local news channel plays on the corner TV. The reporter announces a significant development. The cyber attack that began today at 1 p.m. has seriously affected our city's internet infrastructure. Banks, hospitals, and government institution systems have begun experiencing disruptions. Experts warn this could just be the beginning. David slowly puts down the dish towel. He turns toward the TV, his brow furrowing. The words, cyber attack, begin to crack open a door he's kept closed for a long time. Just then, Tom Miller enters the cafe. The police chief looks worried, his cell phone ringing constantly. "David, could you make me an Americano?" he says, fatigue in his voice. "It's going to be a very long day." "What's happening?" David asks while preparing the coffee. "This cyber attack thing. The FBI is coming to town. From what they're saying, this is just a small test. The real target is much bigger." David's hand pauses on the coffee cup. FBI. This word takes him back 15 years, to his days at NSA headquarters in Maryland, to those dark corridors at Fort Meade. "What kind of test?" he asks, careful curiosity in his voice. "I don't know exactly, but the entire city's internet traffic suddenly cut off. It's like someone is testing our systems, looking for weak points." David nods, but an alarm is going off inside him. These kinds of attacks aren't random. This is reconnaissance, exploration. And if his guess is right, the real attack hasn't come yet. After Tom Miller leaves the cafe, David goes to the back room. He pulls his old laptop from the drawer. He hasn't opened this computer in 3 years. It's still encrypted. He enters the password, CryptoGhost 2009. The screen opens. Before him are interfaces from 15 years ago, old codes, unfinished projects, and most importantly, the Project NEXUS file. NEXUS was David's last project at the NSA, a defense system developed to protect national critical infrastructure, power grids, water systems, internet infrastructure, financial networks, a revolutionary system that could control everything from one point while protecting against external attacks. But David had left the NSA before completing the project. The reason was simple. NEXUS could be used not just for defense, but for attack. In the wrong hands, The same system could bring down the country. David remembers those days, arguments with superiors, ethical concerns, sleepless nights. In the end, he had resigned. He settled in a small town and opened his cafe. He swore to stay away from technology, codes, the cyber world. But now he's looking at the news on TV and realizing something is wrong. This attack's methods, targets, timing, everything resembled NEXUS protocols. Could someone have completed his unfinished project? 6 p.m. News bulletins keep coming. Not just Riverside, but surrounding cities have begun to be affected. Power outages, phone networks crashing, ATMs not working. David is serving his last customers at the cafe when his cell phone rings. Unknown number. "David Chen?" asks the voice on the other end. "Yes?" "Agent Sarah Williams, FBI Cyber Crimes Unit. I need to speak with you." David's heart races. After 15 years, this moment has come. "About what?" "Let's talk face to face. I'll be at the cafe in 20 minutes. The line goes dead. David leans his hands on the table, takes a deep breath. He knew this day would come. The past never stays completely behind. He tells customers the cafe is closing early. After the last person leaves, he locks the door and opens his laptop again in the back room. He looks through old files, examines NEXUS codes, and that's when he notices. The attack patterns mentioned in the TV news carry the signature of algorithms he wrote 15 years ago. But how is this possible? He never shared those codes with anyone until he remembers one name, Marcus Volkov, his former NSA colleague, David's closest friend, and his partner on the NEXUS project. Marcus had stayed at the NSA after David left, even got promoted, but he was fired 5 years ago due to a scandal. Could Marcus have stolen the NEXUS codes? 6:25 p.m. The cafe door rings. David opens it. Before him stands a woman in her 30s, black suit, serious face. "Agent Williams," she says, showing her badge. "May I come in?" David lets her in. The woman examines the surroundings, then turns to David. "Is David Chen your real name?" David smiles calmly from where he stands. This question takes him back 15 years. Code names at the NSA, false identities, secret projects. "I've been David Chen for 15 years. Does what I was before matter?" "It matters a lot because the cyber attack currently happening carries your signature." David acts surprised. "I'm just a coffee shop owner." Agent Williams takes out her cell phone, shows a code fragment. "Do you recognize this code line?" David looks at the screen. What he sees freezes him. This is the heart of NEXUS, his creation, unknown to anyone, his most secret algorithm. "Where did you find this?" "From the attacker's system, and this code was written 15 years ago at the NSA by David Kim Chen. Is that you?" David experiences a long silence, then takes a deep breath. "Yes." Agent Williams sits down. "Tell me, who are you really?" David goes to the coffee machine, prepares 2 espressos. His hands are slightly trembling. 15 years ago, I worked in the NSA's most classified division. My code name was CryptoGhost. My mission was to develop systems that would protect national critical infrastructure. Project NEXUS. Yes, but I left before completing it. Why? David hands her the coffee. Because that system was too powerful. In the wrong hands, it could bring down the country. Who did you share the codes with? No one. Only one person existed. Marcus Volkov. Agent Williams's face changes. Marcus Volkov? The one fired from the NSA 5 years ago? Yes, he was my closest friend, and now I understand that he stole my codes. Williams takes out her cell phone, dials a number. Headquarters? Agent Williams, I want Marcus Volkov's file. Urgent. She turns to David. If Volkov is using your codes, how do we stop him? David opens his laptop. Complex codes flow on the screen. NEXUS has a weakness, a backdoor. But to use that door... What for? I need to get inside, into the system, but this means that after 15 years, I need to become CryptoGhost again. Agent Williams stands up. David, 12 cities are currently under attack. Volkov's target is clear. He's going to crash the entire power grid. Millions of people will be affected. David looks at the codes on the screen. The algorithms he created are now being used as weapons. If I enter the system, they'll find me. They'll decrypt my identity. I know, but there's no other choice. David looks around the cafe. Wooden tables, coffee aroma, warm lights. The peaceful life he's built for 15 years. Then he looks at the news on TV. Power outages in hospitals, traffic lights not working, people in panic. The system he created is harming people. Okay, he says quietly. Let's do it. 7:30 p.m. David opens his laptop in the back room. Agent Williams is beside him. Other FBI agents are on the way. How long will it take? Williams asks. I don't know. Volkov has been working on the system for 5 years. He might have changed my codes. David places his fingers on the keyboard. For the first time in 15 years, he enters the system as CryptoGhost. Codes flow on the screen. David's eyes move rapidly, old reflexes returning. This world's language is his native tongue. Found it, he says. Volkov's system. A complex network structure appears on the screen. NEXUS is now much bigger and more powerful. What is this? Williams asks. NEXUS 2.0. Volkov developed my system. Now it can control infrastructure not just in the US but worldwide. David's hands move rapidly on the keyboard. He remembers old codes, searches for the back door. David, a message appears on the screen. I knew you'd come back. Marcus Volkov is in the system, and he's waiting for David. A chat window opens on the screen. Volkov. After 15 years, how are you, old friend? David pauses, then starts typing. CryptoGhost. Why did you do this, Marcus? Volkov. I continued where you left off. NEXUS can change the world. CryptoGhost. By harming people? Volkov. The old system must collapse so the new one can be built. You never understood this. David types with trembling fingers. CryptoGhost. Stop. It's not too late yet. Volkov. Too late? David. At 9 p.m., the entire power grid will collapse. You can't stop this. David examines NEXUS's structure on the screen. Volkov is right. The system has become very complex, but there's still a chance. CryptoGhost. We both know every system has a weakness. Volkov. The back door you left? I closed that 3 years ago. David smiles. Not that back door, Marcus. Something else. His hands move rapidly on the keyboard, because there's something in NEXUS that Volkov doesn't know about. A secret code that David never shared with anyone, that only he knows. 8:45 p.m. David has 15 minutes. Volkov's system continues to take shape on the screen. Found it, David shouts. Agent Williams approaches. What did you find? Master key. NEXUS's main key. Volkov doesn't know this because I never wrote it down. I kept it only in my mind. David rapidly codes. Memories from 15 years ago return. Every line, every algorithm, every function. Volkov types again on the screen. Volkov. 5 minutes left, David. You can't stop it now. CryptoGhost. Watch me. David presses enter. The screen starts flashing red. What's happening? Williams asks. Master override. I'm resetting the entire system. But a warning appears on the screen. Danger. This operation is irreversible. Continue. David pauses. If he performs this operation, not only Volkov's system but all his traces will be erased. CryptoGhost will be completely destroyed. David! Williams's voice is urgent. 4 minutes! David takes a deep breath, then types YES. The screen starts to white out. David's 15 years of work, Volkov's 5 years of effort. Everything is being destroyed. Volkov, what have you done? CryptoGhost, I destroyed what I created. Volkov, this is impossible. CryptoGhost, goodbye, Marcus. The screen goes completely blank. The system has crashed. NEXUS no longer exists. David closes the laptop, leans back. It's over, he says. Agent Williams takes out her phone. Headquarters? Systems are starting to return to normal. Attack has been stopped. News starts coming on TV. Cyber attack stopped. Power systems returning to normal. David stands up, looks out the window. The town's lights are turning on again. 10 p.m. FBI agents have left. David is alone in his cafe. Marcus Volkov has been captured, the NEXUS system completely destroyed. Before leaving, Agent Williams had asked David, "Do you want to come back?" to the NSA, David had smiled. No, my place is here. Now David is cleaning the espresso machine. Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., the cafe will open again. Mrs. Margaret will want her cappuccino, Jake his iced coffee. But David is different now, because today he learned that you can't run from the past, but you can accept it and use it the right way. His cell phone rings. Unknown number. David Chen, he says. This is Agent Johnson from the CIA. I need to speak with you. David smiles. The cafe is open tomorrow. Come for coffee. This is an official offer, David. Your country needs your skills. I'm no longer CryptoGhost, David interrupts. I'm David Chen, coffee shop owner in Riverside, and I make the best coffee. He hangs up, because David has realized that real power lies in being able to choose who you are, and he chooses to be David Chen, the coffee maker. But in his back pocket, the phone with Agent Williams's number saved remains, because David knows that if the world needs him again, CryptoGhost can return once more. For now, he's preparing tomorrow's coffee beans, because the town of Riverside deserves the best coffee. And David Chen, both as a barista and protector of the cyber world, continues to serve people. I ask you, do you know someone who seems ordinary but has an extraordinary past? Maybe that quiet man drinking coffee at the next table is actually a secret hero of the world. Share that person's story in the comments. Because at the Human Stories, we believe the greatest powers are hidden in silence. If this story touched you, subscribe and help ensure these stories never end. We'll see you in the next one. And remember, sometimes the world's greatest heroes might be serving coffee in the most ordinary places.